Imagine waking up every day and immediately feeling like you're already behind. You rush through your morning, rush through your breakfast, rush through conversations, and rush through your tasks, but somehow, you still feel unaccomplished, stressed, and disconnected. Deep down you know something is wrong, but you don't slow down long enough to realize it. The world has convinced you that moving faster means you're winning. But what if the truth is the exact opposite? What if your rush is quietly ruining your life, stealing your peace, damaging your focus, and disconnecting you from the moments that actually matter? Today, I want to show you something powerful. The hurry you think is helping you succeed may actually be the very thing holding you back. And once you see it clearly, you'll never look at your own pace the same way again. We live in a culture that glorifies speed. If you're not growing fast, you're failing. If you're not achieving early, you're late. If you're not constantly busy, people think you're lazy. And somewhere along the way, we bought into this idea that life is a race and everyone else is ahead of us. But what this rush culture doesn't tell you is the cost of mental exhaustion, the emotional numbness, the loss of joy, and the feeling that your life is slipping through your fingers even while you're trying so hard to catch up. Maybe you've noticed it. You can't enjoy a meal without checking the time. You can't complete a task without thinking about the next one. And you can't sit still without feeling guilty. You're living in fast forward, and you don't even remember when you pressed play. But here's the truth. Rushing doesn't make life richer. It makes it emptier. It turns your days into checklists, your goals into pressure, and your relationships into afterthoughts. It makes you feel like you're constantly chasing something that never slows down long enough for you to catch. In this video, we're going to dive deep into why this happens, psychologically, emotionally, and physically. And more importantly, we'll explore how you can break this cycle and build a life that feels full, grounded, and meaningful again. Not by dropping your ambitions, not by doing less, but by doing things with clarity, calmness, and intention. Because the problem isn't your goals, the problem is the pace. And once you learn to choose presence over pressure, your whole life begins to shift. Let's slow down for a few minutes and uncover how your rush is ruining your life and how you can take your life back. We live in a world where rushing has become a badge of honor. If you're always busy, people assume you're hard working. But beneath this polished surface of non-stop activity lies a deeper truth. Rushing has become a habit we didn't consciously choose. Social media shows people succeeding young, traveling everywhere, building businesses overnight, and achieving more by 20 than some do by 40. You start comparing your life timeline with theirs. You feel the pressure in your chest. You breathe faster, and your mind jumps from one thought to another without actually completing them. Neurologically, you are training your brain to operate in panic mode. Over time, this creates what scientists call chronic stress wiring. Your brain becomes addicted to urgency. That's why you feel uncomfortable being still or doing nothing. The calmer your mind, the better it performs. When you slow down, your brain accesses deeper thinking, better memory, and more intelligent decisions. When you live in a constant rush, something dangerous begins to happen. You stop feeling life. You rush through your meals without tasting them. You rush through conversations without truly hearing them. You rush through your days without remembering them. Emotional numbness is one of the hidden consequences of living fast. Your brain becomes so focused on what's next that it forgets to experience what's now. Moments that were supposed to bring joy, comfort, or connection become invisible. When someone talks to you, you're half listening. When you try to relax, your brain interrupts with the next task. Even happiness feels muted because your mind is always somewhere else. Over time, this creates a gap between you and your own life. You start feeling disconnected, frustrated, and empty without knowing why. Relationships weaken because rushing steals presence. You cannot deepen bonds when your mind is racing. You're not thinking clearly, your creativity disappears, and even simple tasks feel overwhelming. This is why rushing often leads to fake productivity. You feel busy, but you're not actually progressing. True productivity is calm, organized, focused, and intentional. The world's top performers, from artists to athletes to CEOs, work in states of deep focus, not frantic speed. The more rushed you are, the more scattered you become. The slower and more intentional you are, the more powerful your work becomes. Productivity comes from presence, not pressure. When you stop rushing, you don't do less, you do better. People hear the word slow and assume it means lazy, unproductive, or weak. But slow living doesn't mean doing everything at a snail's pace. It means doing things with intention, depth, and awareness. Ancient wisdom, whether from Stoicism, Zen traditions, or the Japanese Kaizen philosophers, always emphasized steady, consistent, mindful progress. They understood something modern society has forgotten: calm leads to effectiveness. Slow living is simply choosing quality over speed. Imagine completing one task with full attention instead of 10 tasks with half your mind. Imagine eating your meal with awareness instead of swallowing it without tasting. Imagine talking to someone with full presence instead of half listening while thinking about your to-do list. Slowing down helps you improve your work, deepen your relationships, and reconnect with your inner self. It gives you the mental space to think clearly, create meaningfully, and solve problems intelligently. The goal is not to stop moving, it's to stop rushing. Life is not supposed to feel like a constant emergency. When you shift your pace, you discover that slow doesn't mean less, it means richer, calmer, and more deliberate. Every person has moments in the day where their brain automatically switches into rush mode. These are your rush triggers. It might be the morning rush when you're running late, the flood of notifications on your phone, deadlines at work, or even seeing other people's achievements online. The problem is not the triggers themselves, it's your unconscious reaction to them. When a trigger appears, your mind instantly jumps into urgency, and your body responds with stress. You need to identify the exact situations that cause this shift. Does your anxiety spike when you open social media? Do you rush because you underestimate how long things take? Do you panic when your schedule is too full, or when you say yes to everything? Awareness is the foundation of control. Once you recognize your triggers, you can prepare for them. You can create small pauses, adjust your schedule, or consciously slow down your reaction. Instead of letting your environment control your pace, you take charge. The goal isn't to eliminate triggers, it's to change how you respond. When you understand what drives your rush, you finally gain the power to break the cycle. Breaking the rush habit doesn't require a dramatic lifestyle change, it's about small, powerful practices that shift your pace. Start with micro-pauses, 5 to 10 seconds of stillness before switching tasks. This simple reset calms the brain and improves clarity. Another key technique is single tasking. Choose one task, set a timer, and give it your full attention. You'll finish it faster than multitasking ever allowed. Time blocking also helps. Assign specific times for work, rest, meals, and breaks. Creating buffer time between activities prevents the feeling of running from one thing to the next. Turn off unnecessary notifications, they create artificial urgency. Practice the 10-second breathing reset, inhale slowly, exhale slowly, and let your nervous system settle. And most importantly, protect your mornings and evenings. These are the 2 times of day where slow habits shape your mindset. A calm morning gives you control. A calm evening heals your body and mind. Small steps done consistently create a slower, more intentional rhythm. You're not removing speed, you're removing chaos. A life without hurry isn't a life without ambition. It's a life where your mind, time, and energy flow in a healthy rhythm. To build this life, you must first redefine success. Success isn't about doing everything fast, it's about doing the right things well. Start choosing what truly matters. Prioritize depth over volume, quality over quantity, presence over pressure. Build routines that reduce chaos, predictable mornings, uncluttered spaces, and realistic schedules. Give your mind breathing room so creativity and clarity can grow. Learn to say no to things that drain you. Your time is not infinite, it must be protected. Surround yourself with people who value peace, not chaos. And recognize that the moments you slowed down, your quiet mornings, your meaningful conversations, your focused work are the moments that shape the life you truly want. When you stop rushing, you stop surviving and start living, you begin to feel again, connect again, and grow again. The goal isn't to escape movement, it's to escape madness. You choose pace, intention, and presence. And in that choice, you reclaim your life.